program contains material that viewers may find unsuitable for younger children. A parental control system is advised. The following program contains opinions of the participants and does not reflect the views and beliefs of the Derana Media Network. The network believes in a safe space for all ideas to be expressed without any censorship and on its duty to create such a platform for free speech. Viewer discretion is strictly advised.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of TPS, the Public Square on Other Derana News Channel, where we discuss about the most relevant and pressing conversations that shape the political landscape of Sri Lanka. Now, we've been discussing about different topics, and today's topic is something related to the past and the present, and I believe it is something crucial for us to understand the past and also navigate the way forward. So today's topic is about the past governance versus present responsibility. Now, to discuss on this topic, I have two gentlemen over here with me. Towards my right, I have Professor Priyantha Morapitiya, representing Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna. Welcome you.
Thank you very much.
And also towards my left, I have Mr. Sumudu Kakulandala, representing the United National Party. Welcome as well.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, gentlemen. So I believe now, when it comes to this topic, as I said, it is between the past and the present. Yeah. Whatever we say and do in the past matters to the present as well as the way forward. And it has been a situation where we see in terms of the political landscape of Sri Lanka that the blame game is something that we evidently see when it comes to different parties coming into power, be it NPP, be it UNP, be it SLPP. No matter what party comes into power, there's always a talk of the town where the opposition comes, or else any party would come and do the blame game. But then again, whoever is in the power is also going through the realistic situation where maybe not more of the opposition or more of the external parties would understand. So let me get this question first to you, Mr. Kakulandala. So when it comes to this situation now, looking back at our past, the legacies, the history, the situations, the circumstances, what do you think went wrong in our past for us to have a very questionable or rather a chaotic situation when it comes to the political landscape, given it the economic, social and everything that's going about in Sri Lanka?
And in the past, I'm focusing on the recent past. Before the NPP government took over the power, at that time, that mean 2022, 2023, in that period, we are facing economic crisis at that time. So the thing what we have to do is we have to think about, at that time we have to think how we are overcome from that matter. So mainly the country has to focus on about that area. So then after that, at that time, at the same time, especially the former President Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, at that time he brought some important acts to the parliament. That means especially the Anti-Corruption Act, and then the Debt Management, and the Central Bank Act. So these kind of acts bring the transparency, and the people ask every moment that we need a corruption-free country. So to eliminate the corruptions, what at that time, when we are the ruling party, we introduced that kind of acts to overcome that corruption and other issues which are the people rejected things. So by considering about that time, and currently we can see that then after that the people give some majority to the NPP government in 2024. By these people will perform it very well than the previous government. That is the expectation of people at that time. So what happening now, in the present, what is happening there, we can see that the corruption is there. Especially I have to focus on the coal deal in this government, that is we can see that corruption is there by looking at their acts and deals, how they work with the other parties. Now we see that I think around 10 shipment comes to the Sri Lanka, the coal. Then normally the quality of the coal is not that in that limit. So that is a serious issue, and we have to think about the how much lost to this country. I think around 7.9 billion rupees. I think the total the lost the country is suffering from that deals. So the people brought this government with the expectation that this government will eliminate the corruption. But if the same thing happen in this government, I don't think that is a reasonable justice to the expectation of the people. So that is the one thing. The another thing is we see that still we haven't seen any answer from the government side regarding the releasing of the 323 red flag containers. Still that matter is on the stage, on the floor. So this government is not giving the clear answer for this. Now the politicians and the people are asking about the coal deal as well as the container, releasing the container issue. Now by looking at this, we have a doubt what kind of things which came through these containers to the country. That can be the illegal things, that can be the weapons. We heard in the parliament, some parliamentarians told last time that there can be the weapon and things like that. So there's a huge issue. Why I am telling this when we are looking at the society, everywhere that the shooting incidents are there. This government is failed to stop that. I mean, the safety is in danger. There's a risk in this by looking at the safety of the country. So when we are comparing the past and the present, people of this country will in a questionable manner about this government. I think people 2 or 3 the future, in near future, the people will ask from this government directly, now you have to resign. That is we can see by looking at the both sides.
All right, so now there are unfinished matters when it comes to this current government, and there are so many issues that came about when the NPP government came into power, but also something that the opposition and also any political party addresses is that there are issues and these are not addressed. So are you in the same line, Professor, when it comes to how you see the current context? Are there past matters which haven't been resolved, which has actually caused whatever the issue that we are facing currently, which the MPP government has no responsibility as well? And how do you take about this past versus present situation in the political landscape?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me for the 4th time. And also thank you very much, Derana, for taking up these very important topics. From time to time, they are taking very, very important topics. So before starting, I will start from the 16th USA president, right? So you can fool some of the people all of the time. And you can fool all of the people some of the time. But you can never fool all the people all the time. That is stated by the lawyer turned politician, US President Abraham Lincoln. But according to my philosophy, you can fool some of the people all the time. That has happened. Exactly, that has happened. But you cannot fool all the people for some time. According to my philosophy, you can fool most of the people sometime. That's what happened in 2024. And finally, yes, you cannot fool all the people all the time. So please, I think the citizens of this country has to understand this real philosophy. And also, I would like to say, I think you all have heard about the lies, damn lies, and the statistical lies. And thanks to this present government, they have introduced the fourth type, that is conscious lies. That means they know that they are lying. They know that others know that they are lying, but still they keep on lying. So that is called conscious lies. Though the present leaders have the patent for that lies, right? Okay. Now I think you came to a very good question, blame game, and also Mr. Sumudu also raised some very important things. That's about the low quality coal imports, and importantly red flag 323 containers, right? And before that, I have to start. I have to unpack very clearly. Yes, the mistakes happened in the past. Yeah, we understand. We have to admit that. If it happened, whatever the government, if something happened, we have to admit. Otherwise, people are admitting that. That, of course, we have to understand first. Whether you like or not, whether you admit it or not, the people are people of this country know. And also, we have the international communities as well. And also, the media like you. So, everyone is looking what happened in our country. So whether you align to this government or whether you align to that government, you have to admit the mistakes. And also, please remember, you have to learn from the mistakes. You are not supposed to continue from the mistakes that the previous government committed. So that what I have to tell very clearly. The past mistakes are real. We had to accept that, right? But the present government, right, as Mr. Sumudu very clearly said, the present government came to the power giving that lot of promises, tons of the promises. So within that promises, they said that as we discussed last time, freedom of the media and freedom of the expression and all these, and this transparency. So they promise all these things. Exactly those things are now not available. Okay. And the present failures, of course, you cannot be excused, because as he very clearly said that the people gave the power to these people to eliminate those things, right? Not to increase at any level. I don't believe that the people voted them. I think that the people were deceived. People were deceived to get their votes, because if you clearly analyze, this is a very good research area. If you clearly analyze what you got in the presidential election, it's about 52 lakhs. Presidential election. It's the first time in history if you checked. And then, so they really understood that people are not voting on favor of them, and they had to plant a lot of lies, over lies, and they ended up with a 68 lakhs, first time in the Sri Lankan history. In the general election, normally any government getting lower votes than the president's time, but this government got more than that. Why? They planted lot of lies, as I told you very clearly, conscious lies, right? And the public didn't vote for the history lessons, because they know, as I have to tell you very clearly, the public of Sri Lanka, in other words, the population, right? That's a technical term. The public of this country did not vote for the mistakes of the previous country. They wanted some answers. But this government is doing nothing significantly. They keep on blaming, as you very clearly said. This is a blame game. But you would understand that, as I told you very clearly, you can fool some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool most of the people for all the time. So that, of course, you have to very clearly understand. And the enough is enough. Now the government has already passed 1.5 years time. So they have to face the general election, the president's election within another almost 3.5 years. But actually now they should have conducted the provincial council elections, but they don't do it because they know that they are unable to go to the masses. But anyway, they have to go for the presidential election. But I don't know how they go. Sometimes they will go for the referendum, asking whether you need the election or not, or whether to abolish the presidential election or not. There are some strategies to go. So I don't know. But anyway, they have to go for the election within another 3.5 years' time. But I don't know how they can go because they have given all the promises which are available in the world to win the general election in the 2024. Now they are not in a position to fulfill their promises. What they do is they keep on blaming to the previous governments, and also they keep on lying and lying, right? Lying. I will come back later. And so please try to understand now the government has the entire authority, that they are FCID, police, CID, bribery commission, they have everything. Right? So now this is the time they have to show their colors, right? And this is a very dangerous justification. As Mr. Sumudu very clearly said, this is low quality coal. So direct cost is about 10 billion, direct cost. But what about the social cost? It's uncountable. There are no known mechanisms to measure the social cost. But the direct financial cost, that's about 7 to 9 billion up to now, right? So the beautiful thing is not that. One of the lawyer turned lady, very famous, educated lawyer turned lady, she told publicly that previous governments also imported low quality coal, and we also imported low quality coal. So that's not a that's not a scam, or that's not a scam or fraud or nothing. So what a joke this is. So can you justify one mistake by another mistake? Especially lawyer, educated lawyer, not just name lawyer, but in this government they have lot of named professors, lawyers, but this is definitely a qualified lawyer. She said that the previous minister of the previous government also imported some low quality coal. So this is also not a mistake. So she is trying to justify that mistake by using that mistake. That's very dangerous. Okay, and also as I told you very clearly, this is exactly the problem. So you have to admit the problems. Even if you admit it or not, people know it. So you have to understand that people know it, people can understand it, right? So the economic crisis, right? Yes, as he very clearly said, in 2022, 23, 24, we had some bad time. That is just because of the
I think corona. I'll take it from there. We can continue in the second segment as well. Something that was evidently mentioned by you is the fact that most of the citizens don't look into the past history in terms of the chaos and whatnot, but they rather look into a very positive future in a way that everything will be resolved, and that is something that happened in 2024 with the general elections, I believe, as well, where people wanted to see a change and people gave about the vote for the NPP government, and we are going through a situation where we are experiencing how they are working around in terms of governance. So today's discussion is about past governance versus present responsibility, and that is something that every of the politicians really need to work around and think through as well. So I think let's discuss further on this topic in terms of whatever that has been happening in the near present as well. So before that, let's go in for a short commercial break. This is TPS, the Public Square on Ada Derana News Channel. You're back with TPS, the Public Square on Ada Derana News Channel, and we were discussing in terms of how the past governance and also in terms of the current or present responsibilities reflect upon the current situation of NPP governing Sri Lanka in this current current landscape. So I think something that was mentioned by Professor was the fact that how incomplete, how unfinished certain situations are, and how a past or a historical belief cannot be something that the people unifies in terms of how they look in the future. And also they might have voted the NPP government because they want to change. So now in this situation, with an example of coming from Professor as well, do you believe that people came about in voting for a different government where they haven't been in the ruling party previously and having put a focus on? Do you think that they actually took the fact that the past governance or the way that the past governments were doing wrong, and that's why they wanted to make sure there's a change? And do you see that particular change coming about in their decisions?
Yeah, according to what you are explaining about the thinking pattern of the people, I mean they expected the change at that time, but that the mindset comes because the NPP government is the people who created in the mindset of the people. They told to the people that this is happened because of the past 70 years what have done in the past government. So they show to the people that there something happened in that past 76 years. That is the main thing that people are focused on, to a new team. They need a new team. They wanted to see whether they can handle the country very well than the other people. Normally after the 1948, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, SLPP and United National Party, they are the people who govern the country. And we, as a member of that party, United National Party, we know that what are the projects that done by that ruling parties to this country, especially in the Mahaveli project, and for the education reforms, and another there are so many things that I can't say everything in this movement. But anyway, the 76 in this the last 76 years, we have experienced that every government is trying to do something the betterment of these people. Every projects done to the betterment of the people, and they introduce that time by time they change the laws, and they introducing the eliminate the corruption and how the country should go forward. Likewise, that all the government has done something to the betterment of the country. But the people thought that because of this influence of the NPP, the JVP cadres, they shows to these people that you need a new team. You have to do the change. But what happened in our election campaign, when the Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe is contesting in 2024, he said that don't give this power to elbowed people. That means they don't give the power to inexperienced people. Why he is telling that? This 2024, 2025, 26 up to the 2028, we are in a critical juncture in the economic side. That means we have to pay repayment of the debt is there, and we are stabilizing the economy the last 2-3 years. Then after that we have to continue this. The continuation should be there. Then we have to go with the IMF program, and the fiscal discipline should be there. So there's we show in our time, we shows that there's a path, there's a way to go. So what this government, we have to continue with. But people ask a change, and they bring some new people to the government, and I think only the Mr. Andrukumara Dissanayake and few people were at the ministers at the Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksha's government at that time to 2004, I guess. Anyway, they don't have that much experience. Why I am telling that they don't have experience? Now the recent incident, we'll take the recent incident. I told you that the public security is in threat. Why I am telling, the 13th of this month, the young lawyer was shot dead at the Akuregoda. Akuregoda is a place where the security headquarters is situated. So when we are thinking about the distance, it is 600 or 800 meters from the national security headquarters. So can you think that kind of country is in a safe hand? That means national security or the public security, whatever. I saw that in the press conference, Minister Vijitha Herath, some journalist explained about what is national security. Recently it was there. That is the place that the minister learned from the journalist. We have to thank for the journalist that introduced teaching what is national security to the minister of this government. So that is the issue. Then the minister of the public security, within 2 days after that incident, shooting incident I mentioning, after 2 days he didn't arrest any person. Then only the bar association and the other relevant authorities pressure this government to get the suspect arrested, and then only after that, then some lawyers didn't go to the courts for the day-to-day practices. Then the government understood that this is not the good way to handle like this. So because of that pressure, the government get the people, arrest the suspects. Still, I haven't seen another shooter is not still arrested. Someone is fled over to another country or Thailand or somewhere, and the main suspects are still not arrested. So that is public security. After that incident, there's an incident after that day, the 13th that is happened, and then after that the Kalutara shooting incident happened. In the evening, Jintupiti incident is happened. Then recently, I think Devinura shooting incident happened. What is happening here? In 2025, 114 shooting incident in this country, according to my sources. Then this year, 10. So what is happening to this public security? This minister is failed now. This minister can't handle the mechanism properly. He is the person who advised to the police.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to take it from there. Now, something that you mentioned is that how public security is in danger, security itself is in danger. But now, something that you also mentioned is the IMF, because I believe that was brought forward to this landscape before the NPP government. Now, given that, now I believe IMF situations have been going about where we are planning for the next review, and also the director coming about and understanding how it is post-cyclone Ditwa. So there has been a lot about the IMF reforms and the way forward in terms of IMF as well. So but this was something that the NPP government didn't call about. When they were coming into power, the IMF reforms, the IMF plan and everything was in action. But how it is in terms of execution. So they didn't have a say about it. They didn't have a yes or no, but rather to take it and make sure they work around with it in their current government. So Professor, do you think this IMF situation, how the NPP government is handling, is way better than how it was in the past, given that we have a couple of more time and to proceed with it and make sure that it better helps the landscape in our country?
Yeah, that's one of the very good question once again you raised. Yes, IMF actually, as I told you even the last time, IMF guidelines or the framework are the most important, right? Because the IMF seal, so when you have the IMF approval, so you can get a lot of things from the other places. In an easy to understand way, if you can get a bank loan from the People's Bank or the Bank of Ceylon, then the private banks will give you more and more loans. That's why you need the IMF. So therefore, I think that this government has to follow the IMF rules. But before they came to power, they said that they will just remove the plug from the IMF. That is their one of the strong motto, the strong theme from the very beginning. Not now, maybe 30, 40 years ago. So they have been speaking, we are removing the plug from the World Bank. But now they have strengthened that plug. So anyway, they have to follow. I agree with them, because at the moment, so we have been struggling. So one after another, we just liberated our country from the clutches of the terrorism, separatism. So that's over now. But after that, we had some good time from 2009 to 2015, and again then 2015 to 2019 we had some bad time, and we had some East attack or something like that. Unfortunately, everything. So after that, we came back strongly, and we tried to get up again. But what happened then? Then the Corona came, right? And then from time to time there were a lot of things actually. Basically, I do not approve being Sri Lankan citizen. The thing is that if the president is not suitable to run the country, you can bring what do you call that? This is called you can bring what do you call that word, technical word, and then impeachment, and then you can sack the president like that. If the government is not suitable, so you have to bring the no trust motion. So this is how democratically you can sack the government or the president. No, there are no any other methods in between. Even now, I have to tell you the same thing. But unfortunately, this happened in 2022, mainly with the support of I very clearly said, bankrupt political forces. So after that, anyway, thanks to the President Ranil Wickremesinghe, he brought the country back to the normalcy. But still, we are at the very kneeling down position. And then what happened? Then now Dikwa came, right? And this government came. So we had to go we have to go with the IMF, unfortunately. But when we are in line with the IMF, people has to suffer. So now what this government does is completely a failure. I will come point by point. One, right? So if you compare the first year of the previous governments, whatever, right, the Hapalana Anduwa, Gotabaya Anduwa, Mahinda Rajapaksa Anduwa, whatever the government, if you compare the first year, this is the most failed government, most failed within the 1 year time. So if you just go through the history, go through the political history since 1977, right? So this is the most, I will tell you why. First, right? So people cannot eat the manipulated statistics. People need some reliefs, right? You can give whatever the statistics manipulated. So no. So people want some relief, practical relief. Okay. So the taxes, this government came. They said that they will remove the VAT from the educational items, health items, and whatnot. Right? What happened? Still continued, right? And income tax expanded, not removed, right? Not reduced. Citizens were promised, but they never fulfilled their promises. The crisis was transferred from treasury to the people. The earlier the problem is with the treasury. Now the problem transferred from the treasury to the people. End of the day, right? The cost of living, electric bills are higher. So now you know very well. Now due to this low quality coal, the CEB lost nearly 7 to 9 billion, right? So now in the next week or the next month, so the government or the CEB trying to increase the electricity bill to set off that losses, directly or indirectly, right? And food prices higher and higher. Failed, right? Within the 1 year. I'm talking about within the 1 year, right? And transport is expensive, as you know. Salaries still remain unchanged. The government can increase the salary of the people who are working at the state sectors. But what about the other sectors? Private sectors, right? Self-employees, right? Day-to-day workers. So how can they live? Of course, government, the people working in the government, so their salaries will be increased, so because they are paid by the treasury. But what about the other people, right? So the government has to do some common mechanism to reduce the, this cost of living, right? And flying. The lies, as I told you very clearly, this government has the patent to introduce a new lies which is called conscious lies. They know that they are lying, people know that they are lying, but still they keep on lying. And failed education, this is a very, very important thing, education reforms, very, very important. Why? I agree, right? Being a graduate from a National University of Sri Lanka, I agree that we need some education reforms, but for that you need some qualitative and quantitative research. You need some dialogue with the people. So this government came in the last September, so it's about 1.5 years time. So how can do they this kind of reforms?
Yes, so I'll take it from there. Actually, I think there were a lot of areas that Professor, you highlighted in terms of how it was and how it is continuing with in terms of the taxes, in terms of the educational reforms, and also I believe the IMF, because that is something that the NPP government handles in the forefront itself. So I think we are looking into the past and the present, and obviously the past matters, despite it being not in the conversation most of the time, but whatever that was said and done in the past is also something that the present condition is facing in terms of whatever the political party. So I think let's go in for a short commercial break before we discuss in terms of the way forward beyond the blame game and beyond the circumstances and beyond whatever that we are facing currently. Before that, let's go in for a short commercial break. This is TPS, the Public Square on Derana News Channel. You're back with TPS, the Public Square on Derana News Channel, and we are moving into the final segment of today's discussion in terms of the past governance and the present responsibilities. So I think we've discussed about certain situations where the current government is going about, and also the IMF, and be it the social issues that we are facing. So let's look in a positive way, since we are coming about in a very broad way into this topic as well. In a positive notion, what do you think that the NPP government has time in terms of change, looking back at the past and looking back at the recent past in terms of what the NPP government had to face, and in the present condition, what do you think that they could actually change in the future that would make sure that it is going in a better lane than what it is currently?
Our suggestion is to the NPP government, you better to focus on the mandate which is given by the people. They have to ask from the people, not from any other party. What we can see is, now we have to show the positive way to them. No, so they have to focus on the people. Why I am saying that? They are asking everything from the Palavatta, not from the people. That is the main issue that I am seeing that in this matter. They without getting the advice or the instruction from the political party, that is they are the side of which is people are not giving power to the Palavatta sector. The people giving to the President Anurukumara Disanayaka and the cabinet. They have to get the decisions according to the people's wish. So now what is happening here? Now we see instead of securing the people, public security, the government, what the government is doing, they are hunting the people who against their political agenda. That is happening. Now recently the case is going on in the Fourth Magistrate Court against the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Why? He went to the America and the Havana, I think, for the official visit. We know that that is a there are 2 conventions there. So he participated to that convention. Then after that, the transit was at the UK. Then that day he stayed there. Then at that time there's an anniversary celebration at the Wolverhampton University. He attended to that event also. Then after that he returned to the country. So by using this opportunity, what the government is doing, especially the CID, they are focusing on the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. They know that he is the main enemy of their political agenda. So they targeted the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Then that's why they are bringing all the allegations because of that.
Yeah. So simply, what you can tell us to
simply, the government do not go for the Palavatta instruction. They mainly go for the people's mandate, eliminate the corruption. That is the people's wish of the people. We are also supporting for that. Why? We are the people who introduced in the Anti-Corruption Act for at that time. Then and the CEOBERG, the unity is there. Then focusing to the people, they have to do their government and control the country, govern the country. That is the expectation of the people. If they went to the expectation of the people, then they can go for a long journey.
All right. I think expectations of the people is crucial, and I think past governance matters, but also in terms of the policy decisions, there are consequences. Given that, let's give about a very short and sweet answer, Professor. When it comes to the way forward, what do you think the LPP government should exercise when it comes to the current governance?
I will answer your question, and also I have to discuss about the role of the opposition as well, right? So please give me some time for that as well. And for your question, yes, as Mr. Sumudu very clearly said, the government has to listen to the people who voted them, because the same people are voting next time. The people are not coming from the other side, other countries. So they have to go to the masses. So without fulfilling their main promises, they can't go before the people. So as you very clearly said, they have to listen to the people. So not to anything else. So they have to follow their own words, own statement, own promises. Right. So I have to tell you something about the opposition. Right. So recently I saw a doctor, medical officer turned MP, said that the lying opposition is the curse for the development of the country. I will repeat it. The medical officer turned MP said that lying opposition is the curse for the development of the country. So my question is, then always lying, or otherwise ever lying government is the blessing for the development of the country? That's my question. Because everyone knows that the government keep on lying, not the opposition. Right. Okay, so now I want to finalize my final delivery. So the simple questions remain unanswered. Now the government says that no corruption. So we removed the MPs, pensions. So we removed the ex-president's facilities. So now the government should have money. Because they have eliminated the no corruption, and so they have removed the MPs facilities, and they don't take any salaries. Now they should have enough money, but still, why the taxes are rising, right? Why the other prices are still high, right? Why the reforms are very slow? And I want to tell you very clearly. Right, so the law and order should be applicable to each and everybody, including the MPs in the government. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Right?
I think I'll take it from there because we are running out of time as well. I believe that is in terms of all the questions you pose, which is much needed for the government to address in their way forward as well, because I believe be it the past, be it the present, something that in terms of governance is the way you exercise it currently as well, because past issues should be mitigated, and also in the way forward it should not be arising time to time. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for this very fruitful and insightful discussion. I want to thank Mr. Sumudu Kakulandala, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
And also Professor Priyantha Morapitiya, thank you so much as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I believe every one of you can send your feedback to the email address feedback.adncenglish@derana.lk or WhatsApp at 076-8057-933. We will see you again with another episode where we discuss about the most relevant and pressing conversations that shape the political landscape of Sri Lanka. Till then, take care, be safe, and have a good night.
No makeup on, that's my shirt.